Well, everybody, I would say good morning, but looking outside, I'm not quite sure how good it's going to be. It's going to be a day. Well, I'm here with restaurants that restaurants are going to have another problem because I have to think today might be a big day for cancellations, no shows, at least an excuse that we decided that this morning on this miserable day, we're going to take a little different talk. We're going to hear from Katerina Kolovara and Ron Robinson. Katerina is Kate to me from Atelier. Ron is from, what is that restaurant? Gaetano's. Karen Ryan is friend and a fellow diner. So we have some outside opinions like Karen and me. And we're going to talk about their restaurants, but after that, about some huge problem called cancellations. Not today, but in general. Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning,
Hi.
Gabby.
Hi, everyone.
Everybody's got their winter clothes out. Okay, let's start with Kate. Give a small, short, and then Ron descriptions because you have very different kinds of restaurants. So tell me about Atelier.
Yes, we're Atelier by Radix. We've been here for 7 years. Chef Radix Cerny's last most recent venture. We are French infusion, I would say, mainly French focused. And yes, I mean his cuisine is known from maybe Papillon and Radix and we're in a city park. We're open Tuesday through Friday for lunch, and then Monday through Saturday for dinner, in the city park neighborhood.
And your place is tiny.
Yes, so we're fine dining, about 55, 60 seats, with a little patio in front.
And we'll give a few of the menu items. It is French, but you have all sorts
Yeah.
of.
So our lobster ravioli is chef's signature dish, that's been on his menu for many years. One of my favorites, traditional filet tartare, escargot, the bouillabaisse, definitely my favorite. Um, so we do bring the French cuisine with maybe a little modern Asian twist, to the table.
Right. And it's definitely, well, more sophisticated, uh, high end, pretty sauces and all of that kind of stuff.
Indeed.
Ron,
Yeah.
Gaetano's totally as popular, but very different.
Gaetano's owned by the Smaldone family, a mob family in Denver. It's been there for 70 years. And we took it over in '04. Wincoop Group that was owned by Governor Hickenlooper, and went in there and changed a bunch of things because some of the stuff they were making was horrendous. But anyways, now we have like 60 items on the menu and doing lunch and dinner and brunch. And yeah, everything is great. I mean, it's all about family when you come to Gaetano's. We just leave your problems outside, come on in and enjoy the atmosphere and have a good time. Like I say, it's all about family and everything. We're doing everything is homemade. I make my meatballs 3 ways. Tiramisu we make every day. Bolognese we make. Minestrone with 13 vegetables, and it's all good.
And you're an Italian restaurant.
Italian restaurant, yes.
And totally different ambiance, much bigger
Mm-hmm.
in size.
Yeah.
And just more people they're in a slightly different price range, but
Mm-hmm.
still fun. Karen, I think you and I have attended or been to both.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Kate, do you have like specials at Atelier?
Yes, we do. Yeah. So every evening we have different features, couple additions to the appetizers and entrees, just to kind of keep it spicy in a good way. Um, yeah. So we
And you
do.
have and you have like wine nights, I think, too, like
We do, yeah.
special.
And so once, yes, thank you. So once a month we do host special wine dinners. We either choose a region or a specific winemaker or just wine to represent um, to feature that evening. We do 5-course meal, usually around $100 per person for that. To again to showcase a specific region and yeah, so those are once a month. Yeah.
It's more sophisticated where at Gaetano's it's happy hour and come on in. Both places, I do have to say, still have the courtesy of serving us bread and doing all those nice things at no extra charge, which yay for you. Okay, now let's get down to why we're here today. And that is, okay, Ron, you want to start the problem, and Kate was around.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking lately that it's really been a problem about cancellations. Um, I've just started to feel this like 2 months ago. Like on Friday and Saturday, where are the people? And I go to my host. I said, "What do we got for cancellations?" And she tells me 40, and I'm going, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, one night it was like 60 on a Friday night. And so then the next day was 40. And then the next weekend was 40 Friday, 40 Saturday. And it's just like gotten really out of hand. And I don't know what people are thinking nowadays. I mean, usually it's like Valentine's, Mother's Day, you kind of watch the reservations and you might want to put a charge or something on it. But now, I mean, there's most of a lot of restaurants are putting charges, giving you a 24-hour notice to cancel, but they'll hit your card for $15 if you don't show. So I mean, it's gotten to that climate right now. I mean, I'm in the Highlands and most of the restaurants are doing that. They're charging $15 a head or $25 a head. Like I say, they don't hit your card until you don't show up or whatever. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a different world right now. So it's like you say, Kate, maybe the young people, they're more committed to it. I don't know. But
More spontaneous. I mean, I've definitely noticed that we've been experiencing more of a walking clientele where just people come without a reservation, and I think that's kind of where we're pivoting to, what we're pivoting to, with just people or guests not wanting to commit and make reservations and just being a little bit more spontaneous. I mean, our cancellation rates, whatever you want to call that, has definitely been rising as well. Well, today probably because of the weather, but
today is an exception.
yeah, today is a special day. But besides that, yeah, absolutely. I think that it's just been a crazy decade that we've been dealing with and learning, and it feels like there's always something that kind of shocks us in the industry, just moving forward. Yeah.
Wow, it's very interesting. I don't know how you feel, Karen, but I personally wouldn't go to a restaurant if I couldn't have a reservation. Would you, Karen?
It probably depends on the situation. I mean, we're talking two different, or we might be talking location. I would walk into one of my little neighborhood restaurants without a reservation. But as we're talking about, going out and dining for an evening as a couple or with friends, no question, I would not at this point. Go to somewhere where I could not get a reservation.
So Kate, I assume if somebody comes in without a reservation, you can seat them,
Yes,
even if there's a
yes.
space.
Yes, correct. We do. We always encourage, because we only have 50 seats in the restaurant. So we always encourage guests to make a reservation to guarantee the spot and for them not to, not having to wait for a table. But again, it's lately it's just been that's just not been something that I feel like guests are interested in, or wanting to just make that reservations, being more spontaneous.
But I mean, what's crazy is like you'll take a Friday, Saturday night at 7 o'clock and four people come in. We have four. Do you have a reservation? No. Well, it might be an hour and a half wait. I mean, you could sit at the bar. I mean, we have open, menus there if you want, whatever. But to come in on a Friday, Saturday night without a reservation is just, and they look at you like, why? You don't have a place? It's like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, is there an answer? What do Open Table and places like that say to you all about this?
Well, I mean, I've excuse me, but I've talked to Open Table, and they have a platform called Stripe. So on Open Table, you have to call Stripe to get onto this platform, and they do all the credit card processing for you. They take a small little fee, but they take care of it for you. So they put all of the information that you need to fill out on your website, and people fill that out, and so then it comes to us, and then if people call, then they give them a thing to go to their website to fill out all of the information, and then it comes back to us. So that's what I'm kind of like looking at right now, and I'm thinking about doing 5 or more people on weekends to start. And
You've
I feel like
lost me in this description.
I'm sorry.
You somehow have lost me in this description.
Well, it's a platform. It's a credit card platform that you have to go through that Open Table works with, and it's called Stripe. So, like I say, they take care of all of the credit card information and stuff. So,
If you're charging somebody.
right, right.
And
Yeah, it's only if you're charging
okay.
somebody. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what Ron is kind of heading at is just like, okay, we are dealing with these cancellations. How can we maybe keep the guests committed to sort of what they're signing up for?
Right.
And as many restaurants have been doing in Denver, it's the the money. So, because if we hold you, again, we're a 55 seat restaurant. If we hold you a table, you can only imagine that's, if there's a 5 top that doesn't show up or cancels the day off, that's just a big chunk of,
Right.
of our profit. And then with labor costs and everything just rising, because we do have to plan for that, right? If the guests are signing up for for dining with us, we do have to plan accordingly how many servers to have, how many chef and dishwashers and prep workers to have. So I feel like we're not doing that at the moment, but it's definitely something that is on our mind to just start taking credit card information and the just maybe making people more accountable for making those reservations, which it's a thought. I personally, it's something that I would not like to do. I would not like to see that, but it feels like that's kind of where the society is moving to, with kind of what's been happening, and that's that.
Ron?
Yeah. It's just like I say, it's just, I hate to do it too. You know, I hate when I make a reservation and they put a dollar sign on it right away. It kind of, it's a turn off, but
Already leaves a little sour taste in
yeah,
your
When
mouth,
but
right?
I
somebody tells,
understand, you know, I mean, there's a lot of elements to it, you know.
right,
It's like you're saying, labor, you're setting up for so many people and they don't show up and, you know, it's just,
I don't think
it's,
people take that into consideration, do you?
I'm sorry?
I don't think people take that into consideration.
No,
I don't
No,
think
I
they
don't think
think
so
about
no.
it.
I
either.
mean, they're just shopping, you know, it's ridiculous.
Right, right,
People will make a reservation on open table and 5 minutes later cancel it. I mean, why
right,
even take the time of doing it? It's just like
yeah,
crazy.
Well, at
or,
least if
yeah,
they
right,
take it and cancel it in 5 minutes, I don't have a
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
good
yes.
for them. They change
Right,
their mind, that's fine.
Mhm.
right, right.
But I mean, when they tell me, Karen, if they tell you $25 a person, I think like you've
I
got to
think
be kidding.
I think there are two things. So there's one where the restaurant can charge you prior showing up, but I
Right.
think at least what we are doing for holidays or our wine dinners or like a special days, we do require credit confirmation to hold your reservation. So we do not charge you, but we do have sort of a cancellation no-show policy where you are required to cancel 2 days prior the reservation, which again, we do try to avoid that situation by calling and confirming and maybe reminding you that you made a reservation. So, we can avoid these,
But
silly
I
charges.
don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
You have my information.
Mhm.
I mean, Gaetano sends out a thing. Are you going to be there tomorrow if you have a reservation? Yeah, but I think that's through open table, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a confirmation, you know. A lot
right,
of people come in and we tell them that, okay, look for your confirmation. And when you come in, you know, please show us your confirmation. I mean, sometimes people come in, well, I didn't get a confirmation. Well, you didn't make a reservation, you know, so they'll kind of push their way through. Or what's been happening lately is, you know, your party of six will come in. Oh, now we have eight. Oh, now we got 10. I mean,
Well, that
how do you plan for that? That's crazy, you know?
so with the idea of charging, eliminate some of that,
Yeah.
with the reservation.
If you're
So,
serious, we're serious.
right,
That's the
okay,
deal.
all
Yeah.
You
right.
know,
Now,
Because we
is
are
there,
expected to be serious, right?
yeah,
right.
yeah.
wait, Karen, go.
Is there a way then, if this seems to be and it's too bad because if you have to have you start adding processing fees and middleman and everything, then now you have more fees. But for me personally, I would prefer as a customer to have a flat fee charge for a reservation as opposed to a per person, because sometimes I have, four people or we're planning 4 people and one can't make it. So now we're down to 3. And now we have to split it 3 ways, the reservation charge. So a flat fee, it would be preference to me, just to say, okay, if you have 2 people, it's going to be $10, or
Well,
3 people or
technically,
4 people. And that might be too much confusing.
well, you technically, Karen, if it's a flat fee, let's say it's $25.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care whether it's 2 or 42. So they don't, I mean, you may make the reservation for either.
Right.
And when you come, obviously, that should be credited to you, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
That would be my understanding.
Yep.
And here's the other thing is that I don't think that, and I don't know, I use Open Table, because I'm directed to Open Table, and I don't really look at Open Tables, like, transparencies, and perhaps even on the website, your individual website, and with Open Table, there would be more real transparency there. We're having this problem. We don't want to do this, but because of this, we have to do this and let people know that we don't want to do this, but because we're having, 20% reservation cancellations on a consistent basis. This is why. And I think that explanation to the customer and the consumer out there, it would, if I read that, I would go, okay, wow, I didn't know that. This is an issue for restaurants, obviously. The consumer knows, that,
Something that would make you think twice.
yes, for me it would.
Yeah.
Except
Mhm.
it's not on open table, but I think it's a great idea.
Just that transparency, and do it, charge, just say we don't want to, and even on open table, to be able to tell them in a fashion, if they can, to say, this is what's happening. The restaurants now have asked us now to make sure that or I don't know where to, you know what I'm saying, that there is transparency and openness, and go ahead and just do it. And people think, I would think twice. And I would have then an understanding of why it's happening. Not just because they want money, I'm thinking in my head, when it first started happening, when I would go to a reservation, they would say like $15 per person. I'm like, what the heck?
Mhm.
What for? I mean, why am I
Yeah,
having to do this? I don't get it, just because. So there was no transparency and explanation why.
But I think you're going to see more and more of this. You know what I mean?
I think
I
that
mean, there's a place down the street for me, Wolf Taylor. It's a Michelin place, but it's $350 a reservation. So there's $700 right there. That's nuts.
They make you pay.
Right.
I guess the other question is do you see this being a deterrent in a way that then the eating community, like Kate would say, oh, well, then screw it then. I'm just going to spontaneous. Are they of that demographic or thought processes that they don't care if they go and sit at the bar for 4 hours? I do, but I haven't looked at that generation consideration. Oh, we don't care. We'll sit here for 2 hours and drink.
I think that's something we'll probably know more of, I guess, next year. That's just something that I found sort of that's been a new thing happening, at least for us. Again, just seeing more of a spontaneous diners and just overall the idea of reservation, the reserve, is starting to be a little, maybe a little lost. I think that's kind of how it feels.
I think the young group doesn't mind spontaneous.
Yes,
people
exactly.
I know are not going to be happy if there's no reservation.
Well, there's certainly plenty of restaurants that a spontaneous person can walk down the street and go and find another restaurant if they don't want to wait. But for me, I need a reservation.
And I also hope seriously that lots of people are going to watch this and understand that it's costing you in planning and labor and food and what you have to do and serve. I don't think the public understands that or cares.
Yeah, I think that's something that it is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're now almost out of time. We have no answer.
No.
At this point, if you have a way on your webpage just to say, we're having this problem, like Karen has said, and therefore we're going to have to do this, please note, and put it on the homepage where people are going to read it. And we want your reservations, but understand that we're going to have to temporarily charge until people stop doing it.
But I think people are going to become more educated because they're going to see more and more of this. It's going to be a natural thing eventually, And, I run into a situation real quick. There's people make a reservation, but within like 3 or 4 hours before they're supposed to be there, oh, the person that we're having the party for passed away. What do you do about that?
That's a pretty
that's a small percentage though, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. But I mean, still, it's like,
well, it's legit.
Things happen. Yeah.
Things happen. They do, yeah.
I mean, if
Well,
somebody gets sick, somebody gets sick.
Right, right.
mhm.
But that
Yeah.
is what you're dealing with 40
Yeah.
people.
And
Mm.
you're trying to limit, there might be some cancellations, but to bring 40 is a horrendous number amount, I mean, 2 or 3, I mean, or 10 even, but, what do you do to just shrink that of
Well, you
that?
know what? Anybody who's watching this, please send notes to either Gaetano's webpage, Atelier's webpage, to Gabby Gourmet on Facebook or Instagram. I wish we had a call in type
Yeah.
show right now that
Yep.
people like good old radio where people could be giving comments. But maybe we could ask, I think it would be fun if people respond.
Well, this is a continued conversation,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yes.
So, it
We have
doesn't
to go
end
out
here.
and shovel snow.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
ongoing.
yes, we have, but it's been really
We'll
interesting,
keep on going and learning.
right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
as an aside, Atelier, you are open Thanksgiving for dinner.
Yes, we are. We're open all holidays. We're open Thanksgiving all day, from 11:30, offering a 3-course meal, including a turkey dinner, traditional turkey dinner. And then we'll be here, open also on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then we're doing also a New Year's Eve celebration. And all the menus and information can be found on our website, under events. So yeah, please take a look and join us. Come celebrate with me.
And Ron, you close on those holidays.
We're closed on Thanksgiving. Last seating will be 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. We're closed.
Okay.
We're closed on Christmas Day and regular hours on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Okay, now we have it. And to everybody who is watching, 2 of my favorite people, great restaurants, please like and Karen, a great friend, sorry, that we all know. Please like and subscribe to the Gabb on YouTube, and that's 2B's, GABB / Gabby Gourmet. On Instagram, Facebook, it's just Gabby Gourmet. And I would love to see some reactions to both me, to Kate, to Ron. And if you want to write Karen later too. And to everybody, be very careful today.
Mhm.
Watch where you go if you're going, or stay home. Kate, if you don't have to work, come play.
Stay warm.
Everybody stay
Stay
warm.
warm, yeah.
Love you,
Enjoy.
Gabby.
Bye. Love
Thanks,
you.
Kate. Thanks, Ron.
Bye,
See you,
Thanks,
Kate.
Gabby.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.